Oh, I was expecting to turn into Brad Pitt. Bollocks. Yes, it's cinema day. It's raining, so that's the best place to be. Yes, I'm going to see Shazam in about half an hour, so I'm looking forward to this because I've heard lots of good things. Need a bit of a laugh and all that kind of shit. So, yes, I might pop over to Poundland, just have a quick glance. Obviously, if there's anything new in there, then I'll video. But if there's no film of Poundland, you'll know it's the same old shit. So, gotta get a ticket for the car, and I shall see you in the cinema in a little while. Oh, yes, baby. Yes, baby. To myself again? Hang on a minute. Isn't it the school Easter holidays and it's raining out? I always used to go to the cinema when it was raining. Where's all the kids? Okay, so Shazam. Yes, really enjoyed it. Light-hearted action-adventure superhero movie. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of a little bit slow to start with, but it was all characterization, telling Billy Batson's backstory, basically about this little kid that got separated from his mum, and he's been searching for his mum all his life, and he's been going from foster home to foster home and just not fitting in, running away, that kind of thing. Finally, Billy settles into this new foster home with all these other kids there, and Freddie as well, who's one of the other kids, and they form a friendship. And it also revolves around this big lair with this wizard played by, I can never get his name right, Jimon Hanzu, I think. He was in Avengers and all that kind of stuff. But, and he's been searching for someone to take his power, to kind of like hand the torch to become like this hero, this superhero, as he's trying to keep the 7 deadly sins from coming out and taking over the world, sort of thing. And numerous kids and numerous people have been taken to this lair and have failed the task. And Billy gets kind of summoned to this lair and gets the opportunity to become this big superhero. The thing is, Billy is like a 14-year-old kid, but every time he speaks the name of his alter ego, Shazam, he turns into Zachary Levi, who's brilliant in this film. I remember watching him in Chuck and I thought, this is brilliant. This is a brilliant actor. I loved Chuck. That's such a great show. And the thing is that even though he's in this adult body, he's still 14 years old. So it doesn't quite work right. It's the same as Big with Tom Hanks. And I kind of feel like this film turned out to be the kind of film if Richard Donner had decided to make Big instead of Superman 2. This is the kind of thing I think he would have churned out. I like the characterizations. I like the storyline. I like the backstory of the foster home, and the parents and the other foster kids are really heartwarming. You know, they're not annoying in any way, not any of them. And I kind of feel like it's something that I would like to see again. The thing is, I think this could be a good franchise. This could be a good franchise. And it'll be interesting to see if they do continue this, then, you know, Billy and Shazam will go up against, you know, like a bad guy of the week, a different bad guy every film. But they would also keep the elements of the foster family as the backstory. So we get to see the superhero side of it with all that's involved, and we also get to see them as a family in the foster home. And I think that would be really good. I think that would be really good, because you really do know about this foster family. You know, you kind of feel like they're part of your family. So, and of course, if you've got a superhero, you've got to have a supervillain. And nobody does villainy better than Mark Strong. Well, other than Alan Rickman maybe, but you know what I mean. And I kind of felt like at times maybe I was waiting for Kick-Ass to turn up, or Hit Girl. But yes, he did it really well, played it really well. I did remember watching an interview with him once saying that he absolutely loves playing the villain as opposed to playing, you know, the hero, because the villain is always so multi-layered and there's so much involved that he can do with the characters. So I think we can probably see Mark Strong playing a few more villains from now on. There's a lot of light-heartedness to the film and a lot of really interesting sequences, kind of like taken from other films. You know, you've got like a Rocky sequence, you know, where both Billy and Freddie are trying to work out what kind of superpowers he's got. And as Billy gets more into these superpowers that he discovers, he becomes more confident on taking on the bad guy. I like that it's all set around like fun fair and that kind of thing. It's kind of like going full circle from where Billy was with his mum at the beginning of the film. The special effects were pretty good. Didn't have any problem with them. Lots of use of CGI on like the 7 Deadly Sins. No problem with the special effects. A few people have said that the special effects, the CGI of the 7 Deadly Sins were a bit ropey and a little bit poor. But Steppenwolf in Justice League, okay, it shits all over that. And it's no more ropier than the Abomination from, you know, The Incredible Hulk. So no, I didn't have any problem with the CGI or the special effects. The sound was fantastic. Lots of booming and bass, and picture was great. And yeah, it's just a light-hearted action-adventure superhero, which is a nice take on what DC are doing. Because, you know, we've got the humour, we've got the comedy that you get in the Marvel movies. But over the years, DC has kind of like been a little bit serious, you know, like with Batman Returns and you've got The Dark Knight. You know, it's all very serious, but they have delved into light-hearted comedy moments, you know, from like Suicide Squad and things like that. and some, you know, some good comedy one-liners. But it's good to have like a proper family orientated action adventure light-hearted superhero film. Reminds me of like the original Superman, you know, just good family action. I did stay right to the very end as well. I was the only one left in the cinema. Everybody else had gone, so I stayed. I thought, I don't know, is there any post-credit scenes? There were two. There was a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene, like they do with Marvel. Both interesting, but they didn't kind of advance the story too much. Although the mid-credit scene kind of, yeah, I'm interested by the mid-credit scene. And there were certain references every now and again of the other DC characters, you know, the Justice League, so to speak. And even when the credits were rolling at the end, there were scenes of other Justice League characters, you know, cartoon style and things like that. And even the end sequence, where a particular person turned up, and I'm holy shit, and I'm thinking, come on, show us. And it didn't go the way that I was hoping, but it kind of, it's like one of those oh my god moments that they mix in. Yes, so all in all, really enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. I saw it in 2D, so it'll be interesting to see if I can see it in 3D. If not, then I'll definitely be getting it on home 3D eventually. But yeah, I would definitely recommend seeing it for some good old light-hearted comedy, adventure, action, superhero. It's got everything in it. It's got everything in it. So that's my little review on Shazam. Out of a mark of 10, I'm going to give it 8.5. So not quite at 9, but 8.5. But I really did enjoy it. Okay, and also, before I went into the cinema, I popped over to Poundland. And as you see in the video, there were a few extra Blu-rays. So it looks like they've had a smallish delivery in. They had Prometheus in there, and The Hurt Locker, and a couple of other really good ones. But I did pick one up, and I've never seen this in Poundland before. This is a pre-owned one, so it's fully refurbished, but I've never seen this one in any Poundland store that I've been to. But I needed to pick it up because I actually haven't got this movie in my collection. I don't know why. It should be in my collection. The Green Mile with Tom Hanks. Absolutely fantastic film. Absolutely brilliant from the director of The Shawshank Redemption. This film is just so good. And, you know, sometime in an actor's life, they get a role that basically anchors them to that role. And they are forever known as that character. Superheroes, talking to superheroes. Christopher Reeve, Superman. Heath Ledger, the Joker. Although it will be interesting to see Joaquin Phoenix, but the Joker, I don't think that will ever be beaten. And that's their iconic signature. Lots of other characters. Arnie, the Terminator. You could go on and on and on. And Michael Clarke Duncan in this film. This is Michael Clarke Duncan's film. Bless him. God rest his soul. He went way too early. Way too early. But, yeah. I mean, this, you know, this has got Tom Hanks. And it's got David Morse. And the brilliant Doug Hutchinson. Who's fantastic. Barry Pepper. Sam Rockwell. Bloody brilliant cast. But for me, this is Michael Clarke Duncan's movie. This is the film that makes you sit up and go, oh. And just, I could have just watched an entire film with just his character. Yes. So, absolutely fantastic. Never read the book, like a lot of other adaptations. Probably the book is better. But I'm not a real heavy book reader. That's the thing. Lulu, she can sit there and read one book after another. But I kind of like get phased out. You know, there's always something that gets in my way, or I kind of lose interest if it gets a little bit boring, a little bit slow. So I really don't have the temperament to sit down and actually read a book. I would actually rather watch the film, but that's just me. That's just me. But yes, absolutely fantastic film. Just like The Shawshank Redemption, two of the most classic prison movies ever made. Absolutely love it. So that's my only pickup, The Green Mile. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Shazam and my pickup from Poundland. Like the video by giving it 2 thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Stick down in the comments if you've seen Shazam, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you didn't like about it. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.